Oh no, Kyle. It happened again.
What happened, Mike?
Shrinkage.
Oh no.
I'm Mike Johnson.
I'm Kyle Getz.
This is Gayish.
Here we are.
Here we are.
There's no opening, right? Because it's a shrinkage.
No. Are you recording?
Everything's recording.
Oh, great. Okay. Wait, did we start? Are we starting? Have we started?
We will have started.
We will have had started. Yeah, this is our election shrinkage.
Our election special. Live coverage.
Live coverage after the fact. It's live for us. I guess life is live for us too.
Yeah.
Yeah, so we are recording this at almost 4 p.m. Pacific on election night. Oh, BT dubs, we're going to chat about elections. So if you don't want to hear that, well, you pressed the election episode, so you are.
That's true.
You can't read.
You've come this far.
You spell come. Yeah, and so what we're going to do is we're going to chat about some of our predictions and then give a couple updates during the process. And if you don't hear an ending, it's because we cried or one of us jumped off the roof or something.
Did I or did I not, 30 seconds before recording today, say I apologize in advance if I cry?
Yes.
Do you understand that that's not hypothetical? That, like...
Yeah.
Real possibility.
Man, I'm going to be so uncomfortable, which is why it's useful that I have my box of wine.
Yeah. 2 bottles of champagne for Prosecco for me on tap.
Wow, is that...
Well, and then the roommate got 2 bottles of fancy champagne. He got 2 bottles of champagne worth $50 a piece. I don't think we're allowed to touch
Y'all
them.
are making some bets, though, that I'm nervous about.
Yeah.
Speaking of bets, do you want to talk about, we filled out our guesses.
Yeah. Yeah, this we're trying to limit our election coverage to this episode, and it's a little weird because it's not live. Like, y'all listening to this know what happened. But we do not right this second.
we feel the tension that you already felt and are and then our next episode and episodes after that will be very low or none on the election talk, so you can kind of get it out.
Yep.
All on this one.
Yep. All on this one. So, yeah, Kyle and I filled out our predictions on electoral college maps.
You're right. Is this interesting? Because we're talking about what we predicted and people know whether we're right or not.
But we don't know.
But we don't know. Is that enough? Okay. Yeah, this is very weird in a way that I didn't think about. Yeah, we filled out our maps. I'll just go ahead and say mine was basically rooted in, I started with, I'm going to swing. What did you call it? Put all my balls in the jockstrap.
You put all your balls in one jockstrap.
And it's the Texas jockstrap. America's country.
How much of that is just because you hope being from there, you can live there again someday?
Oh, no. I was with you till then. I don't need to live there again.
Okay.
All of it was like, I think it's in the realm of possibility.
Sure.
But not likely. But yes, it was very hopeful map coloring that I did.
Oh, I have to say this now so that I don't say it again 100 times. My first degree is in political science, so I have a bachelor's degree in all of this shit, and so that makes me a huge nerd, and I'm going to try to not nerd out too much, but I'm going to nerd out a little bit. And
normally I would chastise you for being so douchey just then, but in this,
I deserve it.
No, this is the episode to do it in. You've earned it. You've worked that hard at college for this moment.
So Texas, the demographics of Texas have been shifting blue for a very long time, largely because of the influx of Latino voters that typically vote Democratic.
And I've seen it was like 10 years ago. I saw charts that said not about, but Texas will become a majority non-white. I was gonna say country. Texas probably thinks it's country. But so this has been predicted, and it's gonna happen.
And Beto O'Rourke narrowly lost his bid for the Senate in 2018 in Texas.
That was when I first got the inspiration of
you're like, oh, it's not hypothetical. It's this isn't just theory. For sure.
Yeah.
I don't think this is the year, but I do think that soon.
Yeah. Yeah, and that kind of colored the rest of my predictions because I didn't want to make it. I don't think there's going to be an overwhelming victory, so I kind of some of the other swing states or undecided or unsure things put towards a Republican like Florida, like Arizona.
Cool. Okay. Interesting. Arizona has sort of the same demographic shift that Texas has seen. A lot of Latino voters. And also the Maricopa County, which is one of the largest Republican strongholds in the state of Arizona, has been growing very rapidly and shifting left as it grows.
Is that the one with the dickbag sheriff?
Joe Arpaio, yeah. True story. Good job, Kyle.
Thanks.
I'm proud of you.
Knowing dickbag sheriff is the most knowledge I can be expected to. Oh, yeah. I want to get this out up front just so I don't say it a bunch. I don't have a political science degree.
Great. That's fine. You have digital marketing, which is more useful in this context, meaning life and earth. So, so it is it is just struck 4. It's 4:03 p.m. on the West Coast, which means the first set of polls have closed on the East Coast. The states that are now complete are Indiana, Kentucky, Virginia, South Carolina, Georgia, and New Hampshire, or Vermont. Vermont. So,
man, you can tell the states just by looking at the map.
Yeah, I sure can.
Me too.
So let's right out of the gate. Let's talk about Georgia. Okay. You don't want to talk about Georgia?
No, I'm fine. I don't think I have much to say about it.
Well, but it's one that we have disagreed on.
Yeah.
I have called Georgia blue this year, which is that's risky on my part, but
like bareback sex, it's kind of risky.
Yeah. And we know what I've done before. So, Republican is a good guess for Georgia.
Okay.
But yeah, Georgia is unexpectedly a toss-up state. The last time they went for a Democrat was in 1992, which we just looked up a little bit ago.
We.
Yeah, me. They voted for Bill Clinton
the first time.
Yeah, and I wanted to get our opening thoughts now because anytime now, seconds away, they're gonna let us know what is going on in Georgia. If Joe Biden does indeed carry Georgia, if Georgia goes blue, I maintain the night is over. Let's pop out the champagne. But that's
no, I will refuse. I will throw that champagne off the balcony if you try to do that.
Great. I mean, if Trump can say early victory, why can't we?
Because we're rational adult humans.
All right. Well, okay. The other thing to note about Georgia is that there is a very tight Senate race in Georgia.
How tight?
Yeah, the tightest Senate race. And then there's also a special election in Georgia. So
how special?
The specialist. There are two. Both of Georgia's Senate seats are up this year, which is why it's then also doubly interesting that it might go blue.
That's true. We could talk a little bit more, about not just the presidential election, less people like me pay attention to some of the other shit.
Yeah.
So,
sure.
In general, know how the House or the Senate overall makeup went. But
for our international listeners,
sorry.
Our
goodbye. It was nice having you.
Our federal legislature is broken up into two houses. We have the Senate and we have the House of Representatives. The Senate is by state. Every state sends 2 senators. So there are 100 senators. Currently, the Republicans hold a majority. The Republicans also have more seats up for grabs tonight because a Senate seat is held for 6 years. So they're not all up for grabs at once. A third of the Senate turns over every 2 years. Math, yeah. So the map behind you says it actually perfectly. The Democrats have 35 seats going into tonight that are not up for election, and the Republicans have 30 seats that are up not for election, meaning 65 seats are not up for election tonight. There are 35 seats up for grabs, and the Republicans have more up for grabs than the Democrats do. But Georgia is a special case because both of their seats are up, and that's why it's a special election. Currently,
special and tight. The tramp stamp I should get.
Yeah. The Senator Perdue is winning against John Ossoff for their regular election, and then in their special election. Raphael Warnock is way ahead if the polls are to be believed. So the Democrats are sort of counting on at least one of those going blue, if not both, which would be a huge deal.
Yeah. What about House of Representatives?
The House of Representatives is 435 members, and it is divided by population. So each state, after the census is official, goes into an apportionment process where we take those 435 votes. No matter how small your population is, you get at least one, and the rest are divided up evenly by population. And that's how you end up with, say, Washington State. We have 10 representatives, but the tiny state of Montana, population-wise, only has one. So does Wyoming. A number of states only have one.
Will you just let me know when you're... I don't know how much I need to pay attention to.
Sure. No, that's fine. It's great. California has...
Sorry, that was supposed to be more of a joke than you responded to.
Oh, no.
That was a dick statement.
I just assumed that it was actually the truth of what's really happening in your heart.
Yeah,
So
I was trying.
California has 53. And that's why we say that it's totally undemocratic the way that we do legislation, because the Senate gives equal power to Montana and California. But also then that bubbles up into the Electoral College. Anyway, so...
Government nerds are just jerking it so hard right now. This is their jam-a-lamma, and they probably already slammed it.
Sure. Yeah.
I feel like I just have to say sexual things every now and then just to just to balance it out.
Yeah. Yep. So some results are already in.
Ooh, okay. And you're looking at it, I'm not. So you're announcing them to me.
The state of Vermont has been called for Joseph R. Biden.
Okay.
The state of Kentucky has been called for Donald J. Trump. And early results in Florida show Donald Trump ahead, but voting is still happening in Florida for another hour.
What percentage of votes have been reported?
We're
not going to do this the entire night, state by state.
Yeah.
But we'll check in as things...
With less than 1% reporting, Donald Trump is up 55% to 44%.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's also... Yeah.
That's another one. Did we say I have Republican, you have Democrat as our guesstimations?
Yeah.
I think the old people, I think they're going to get out of their... They're going to dust off their coronavirus, get out of their hospital beds, and go vote.
See, but no, they're either dead from coronavirus or they're mad because their friends died of coronavirus. I think they're gonna go for Biden.
Yeah.
But that's just
their nephews and nieces have blocked them from their messenger enough that they think maybe I should just do this so I can at least have the next 2 years with them.
Yep.
Sorry, old people.
So I don't know how else this should go, except we're supposed to talk about before we know anything.
Oh,
how are we feeling?
Oh, fuck yeah! We were just talking before about I didn't sleep well. It was Christmas, but the opposite.
Yeah.
That anxiety. There's a little bit there's a selfish part of me that's I don't want the stress of every day in the news having some fucked up, ridiculous, outlandish scandal that doesn't even feel like a scandal anymore because the next thing's gonna happen in seconds. There are obviously way bigger issues at stake.
Yeah,
but part of me is just for my day-to-day life, if you ignore all the policies and everything, it's just my day-to-day life will be at ease way more if it's not Trump.
Yeah, absolutely.
So I'm feeling very anxious and nervous and worried. And
I woke up at 4:30, and I've sort of got myself back to sleep, and then I was up again at 6:30, and went to the gym at 6:45. But my stomach has hurt literally all day, and I mean literally hurt. People say, "Oh, my stomach's in knots" or whatever.
Yeah.
Legit. I have actual heartburn and have been in kind of it's been painful. This it's all about me, Kyle. This lecture's been hard on me already. We're just getting started.
Yeah, no. I mean, that's why I brought this box of red wine.
Thank you. God bless you.
Yeah, I bought it yesterday because I was I don't know what this is going to look like. The store's going to look like on election day.
Yeah.
So I just went ahead and locked that in there and just got it ready.
Yeah. Yeah, well, and on the episode that comes out on Thursday, nope, I won't ruin it. I tried
Okay.
to go to Costco. It was a disaster.
Oh,
Okay.
yeah. I think I feel like this is the pressure I'm taking the pressure I didn't know I was supposed to feel 4 years ago because I was so confident, and like that's adding to the weight. Like this isn't just this year's pressure. This is like 4 years ago was so heavy in all of our minds that so I'm nervous. You all know what happened, so you know how this night is gonna end for us. So
Yeah.
cross your fingers for us in the past.
God. I can't. I'm not.
I don't. I won't.
Yeah.
I cannot. Yeah.
What else should we be talking about here up front? Because our plan is to check in with y'all like midway through the night, whatever the fuck that means. We'll do another 15 minutes or so then, and then the end of the night, again, whatever the fuck that means, because we're both going to be wasted.
Yeah, that's going to be if you stick around not for the results because you know them, stick around to see how we're doing.
Yeah.
By the end of this.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think we should chill out now and drink our drink and yeah, I don't know. Just be disasters.
Let's see if there's any more information out there. There's really not. I also think, this is worth saying. I think that everybody's worried that we're not going to know shit tonight. And we might not know shit tonight. And there will definitely be things that we won't know tonight. But I do not expect for a second any legitimate news source is going to make a premature call. I think that the pressure is very high to call a state as quickly as possible, but to do so accurately.
Yeah.
And I think once their nerds are done nerding it up and deciding that a state is going to trend a certain way and they actually call it and they fill in the color on the map, I think we can trust that. And I will continue to put faith in that.
Yeah. Lord, give me strength.
I just jinxed it. Great.
I'm gonna start believing in Jesus just for tonight.
Oh, God. Yeah.
Just for tonight, Lord.
Oh, man.
Hallelujah. Yeah, let's chill out. And we'll be back.
I almost said let's take a break, but this is a shrinkage. They don't get that.
Well, we kind of are taking a break.
Yeah.
Let's take a break.
Let's take a break. Break.
They don't get that. You haven't earned a break on this one.
This is the part where Mike and Kyle take a break.
No, already notably different.
Okay, Kyle.
Oh, are we recording?
Yes,
Great.
we are recording.
Okay, hi.
With 51% of precincts reporting, I am drunk.
You asked if I'd eaten, and I said yes, but it should have been like a tentative yes, a loose yes.
It is 6:30 p.m. Pacific time. It is 9:30 p.m. on the East Coast, and
nothing surprising yet.
well,
Whoa, what?
no, nothing surprising. You're
Except for the counties in Florida that were
yeah.
hearing are swaying Trump.
Yeah, I mean, right. There's like B tier things that don't actually fucking matter that have stood out or are surprising. Like, apparently Biden didn't do so good with Cubans in Miami. So that's likely to mean Florida doesn't go blue this year, which...
My dog over-indexed on cuteness. I expected him to be very cute, but he's very, very cute.
Yeah. Which...
Surprises all over.
Which, I mean, that gets the suburban white mom vote, which is... key in this election,
which is key in Reynolds key demographic turned out really this year.
Yep. How are you feeling?
I was just thinking,
yeah,
and I said didn't want to edit this, but I don't know if I feel like I'm doing this very meta thing of thinking about how people would think about listening to this episode when they know the results, and if Trump wins, then this would be a horrible thing to listen to. And I was thinking, it's like, what is it like? And I was like, it's like the George Floyd video. I do not want to watch that because I know the end result is devastating.
Yeah,
like I
sure.
don't need to watch. Like,
sure.
So this is what that feels like. If Trump wins and you are listening to this after Trump wins, this is not fun. We're like trying to joke. We're drinking. We're like.
Yeah.
It will not at all be funny, and we will be devastated. And I personally would not listen to this.
Yeah, you are listening to the train wreck we don't know we're having.
Yeah, exactly. So it's just, anyway.
I love that your friends said the way we feel about Florida is the way the rest of the world feels about the United States. We're the Florida of Western society.
Yes, which was preceded only a couple texts before by "fuck Florida." Sarah at Sarah Talk probably, she's probably understands.
Yeah, sure.
As a Floridian.
Yeah.
How are you feeling, Mike?
Okay, so I have to keep talking myself off the ledge because I'll just get drunker.
Or not. Well, or not. Or not,
I think, let's see. So there are lots of states that Joe Biden did not need to win that would have been early indicators that he's going to. He has won none of those. So
there was the potential, because there are a lot of possibilities. One realistic possibility would have been he won things early on and we could just chill out for the rest of the night.
Yeah,
and
that
possibility
happening.
is not there at all.
Nope. If he won any of Florida, North Carolina,
Texas, I'm going to keep throwing that one in.
Well, if he wins Texas, it's over.
Yeah.
If he had won Florida, North Carolina, or Georgia, it would be probably over.
Yeah.
Like, not an open and shut case, but like feeling pretty good about like, this is going to be a good evening.
Yeah.
He has not won any of those and has likely lost Florida. So we'll see.
Yeah.
But North Carolina is going better than I thought. I said it was going to go Republican, and it's still way too close to call.
That is the only hopeful thing, is that some things are too close to call. Again, I don't know how interesting this is after the fact.
Yeah.
Hopefully y'all are interested in what we think and feel.
Yeah. Texas is shocking the hell out of me. I'm not going to lie. Like, I thought that you were fucking crazy to say that it was going to be even a little bit close. And
it might be my leftover hope from Beto. Like, I did legitimately have hope from that. I wonder if I have some residuals that are paying off, just like Seinfeld.
Yeah, that could be.
Is it just me, or are you singing the state song in your head a lot tonight?
Texas?
Alabama,
and Alaska, Arizona.
Yeah, like we say any state, and I'm like start to sing the rest of them in alphabetical order. But maybe that's just me.
It's just you.
Okay, great.
I'm pretty disappointed in Florida. I really am. Like, I thought that old people were turning against him, and it was gonna, like, we made the joke about people dying of coronavirus, but like, that's actually legit the backbone of how I was feeling about Florida going into tonight.
Yes, there's truth to the pandemic and how that affects people and their voting habits.
No, nope, not this time.
Maybe not. I will also say, like, what we're watching. Is it NBC?
We're watching PBS.
And they're like very specifically talking about how the Cuban voters in
Miami-Dade County
are not a monolith. They like said that specifically several times. Also, my instinct though was people of color or Cubans, especially in southern states like Texas and Florida, would over-index towards Biden.
Yep.
And so again, that's me categorizing a group of people in a very, generalized way. That was still my.
So I have heard, I do not have data here, but I have heard that Cubans are particularly susceptible to the accusation that Democrats want socialism, that they associate Democrats with socialism and therefore Castro.
There are many things that I say that my dad is like Cubans. That's one of the many things.
Oh, God. Cubans are hot. I would bang one.
Hopefully very different than my dad.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, you've met my dad.
I've met your dad. I would not bang him.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
If I'd said yes, would that be bad?
Yes.
Okay, great.
That would be very uncomfortable.
Well, good
this
thing
would be
I
a
didn't
different
say
episode. We would have then started our own poll, our own voting system that I would be very uncomfortable with.
God. Ohio has been surprisingly strong for Biden so far.
which is you went D.
I
went
feel
R.
I feel slightly vindicated there. While we have been sitting here, Texas has gone red, but just barely. They are now 0.3% apart. But
Yeah.
per what you were saying earlier, like everybody listening knows how this shit turned out, and that's not as interesting as what the fuck is going on, Kyle.
Yeah. I mean, there is a disappointing fact, like even right now at this moment, I have to remind myself, like there was a moment like a week ago that I was like, I can still be disappointed. I know states are going to go red. Like that's just obvious and it's going to happen. And it's just no one, there are things on the screen that we're seeing that it's like with 0% votes in, they're red because we know.
Yeah. They called Arkansas before the polls closed.
Great. Yeah. Yeah. Like, cool. But I can still be disappointed in that.
Mm-hmm.
I am disappointed that anyone would continue to vote for Trump in spite of what they've seen. Like that, those are both foregone conclusions statistically, and also I'm super upset and disappointed that is the case.
Yeah, sure.
And I can be disappointed that every state is not blue right now. Not even blue. It's just like voting against Trump. That we're at this point and we're trying to figure out which way things go. That's already a failure regardless of how the final election turns out.
Yeah.
I mean, that's not new information that we're learning just now. It is a reflection of what we white people have learned over the past 4 years. It is very disappointing where we're at in history.
Yeah. Yeah. I also think we are in a super duper bubble here. We live in Seattle, in Washington, that hasn't gone for a Republican since Reagan in 84. Like, we don't have a pulse on the country because like you walk down the street, you will see no Republicans here, or at least
with my rainbow mask and my kit nails and sometimes my skirt. Do you know already? Have I already told you that I hate when you say that?
No,
I get it. Oh, I hate when you say that.
Great. No, that makes sense.
No, to me, the bubble makes the implication that we are in a unique contained area that is not reflective of reality, when what that implies is that other parts of maybe Washington or other states with more land mass are more reflective of reality, when that's not true. Like,
sure, okay,
a bubble but in that there are a shit ton of people here that all have a left view. Do you know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
It's not...
So let me be slightly more nuanced by like being super general.
Said no one ever.
Like if instead we just say, is where you live blue, red, or purple? It is not purple here. Mm-hmm. It is very, very blue here, and I think that lets us sort of be unaware or under-index what it's like in the purple or red parts of the country. So chances are, walking down the street, you're not going to run into anybody who was undecided today,
right,
or was going to vote for Trump. Like, it just...
Yes, I think my reaction is to the probably not you specifically, but the general wording of bubble.
Yeah.
But yes, what your intention, what you mean, I agree with. Ooh, has the slurring started?
Yeah.
I don't know. Hold on, let me find out. Go on.
It's just it's not a foregone conclusion, like,
which I hate. Which is
and I think first of all, thank God we don't. I think I've said this on the show before. Thank God we don't live in a swing state, because that means we don't have to watch the ads. We don't,
yes, like, you said that on the Florida episode.
Like,
agreed. I like, even the texts I've gotten today, I have not responded to, because I want to be like, fuck you, I agree.
Yeah.
Like what? But I'm.
Yeah. We don't know what it's like to live in a swing state in a purple part of the country.
Although, being from Texas, at this point, like, it is a unique experience. You're right. Compared to Washington, it's like blue, like, no doubt about it. Being from Texas, that is an interesting call to me. It's like when you're like, your home city's playing in the national basketball final,
like the WNBA championship winning Seattle Storm. Yeah.
Do they play against the Houston? I'm talking about, like, I don't live in Texas, but still like my connection to that means that I'm invested in like the fact that it is a up in the air thing right now, and that makes it unique. And so then I do feel like I have some kind of relation to a swing state, even though I don't, if not by, my address.
Sure. Yeah. Well, I mean, I think, Texas is becoming a swing state.
Yeah. 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 Oh yeah. This year is the start of something new.
Yeah.
Is that a song?
I agree.
I think I just quoted some kind of like Celine Dion song or something. I think I should fill up my wine glass again, and we should
get back to it.
I guess I think that means the final check-in is going to be when we know.
Oh, I will be much drunker then. It's only 6:45.
I hope
right now.
I mean,
we have like probably 4 or 5 hours left of this before anything gets real clear.
Man, wake me up when it's time to talk about the
okay.
things. If I'm passed on your couch, just leave me be. Just leave me in my temporary happiness.
Wake me up when September 2021 ends. Okay. Should we take a break?
Let's take a break.
Let's take a break.
Electoral college break?
Oh, God.
This is the part where Mike and Kyle take a break.
Hey, Kyle.
Hey. I can't. Hello, Michael Johnson.
Hey, Kyle.
Hi.
How do you feel?
Very bad.
Very bad?
Very, very bad.
Talk about that.
No. I mean, it's one of those things where like you go into it. I've gone into this hearing that 90% chance of Biden winning.
Yeah.
Also, the polls have been updated and improved and what have you. So
hey,
it's
Kyle.
more. Hi, Mike.
This just in. Joe Biden has declared victory.
No, he doesn't.
He did.
No, he didn't.
We heard his speech.
Of what?
Of him.
Of his bright white teeth?
Yeah.
He did rule. He did. They were very reflective.
Hey, Kyle.
Hey, Mike.
This just in.
Uh-huh.
Donald Trump has declared victory.
He won.
He won.
His teeth were equally white.
Yeah. So is the part behind his ears where he can't reach to get his bronzer on properly.
This election brought to you by Crest White Strips. Trying to whiten America since the KKK. I knew going into this that I didn't trust the polls, and everyone was saying don't trust the polls. But then people are also like, no, the polls are improved this year.
I thought they were better,
and they're not. And it's a closer race than any of the polls predicted. And I'm sad, and I want to die.
Okay.
Is that what you were expecting?
Great. Well, let's go over this. Let's go over this.
Sure.
Because I don't think anything's going to change between now and when this is posted. So we're actually sort of speaking in the present now.
Yeah, we have
the
been
idiots that were recorded earlier were wrong.
Well, but they continue to be the current idiots. With the they've continued into the present.
Yeah, but we'll still be idiots tomorrow,
Sure.
and that's the important part.
That is important.
So Joe Biden,
Heard of them.
that guy running for president,
Mm-hmm.
he has not lost any states that he has to win
Sure.
yet. And that's important because I think despite what Trump just said on national television, declaring victory and pointing at all of these states that he said he's clearly winning,
Yeah.
he is not clearly winning. That's just a bald-faced lie. Assuming that things are allowed to progress in a way that they should, in which legally cast ballots are counted, Joe Biden very much is still capable of winning this.
And the phrasing of that
Great.
is what I hear from the phrasing of the pundits.
Great.
That's a negative way of saying. Like, it's just what I heard 4 years ago. Like,
Okay.
oh, he's still in the rut. Like, it's still
4 years ago, by now,
okay.
we knew Trump won.
Sure. But just the way of, we're not saying it's 9-1. We're saying like, it's still an option available to us.
Right.
It's like when I shit real bad, and but I wanted to do anal, and it's like, well, technically I evacuated everything, so anal is still on the table, but I just really got to feel out whether I really cleared it all out.
The best part is you think that there is a position in which anal's not on the table for you. Like,
I mean, then again, put whatever wherever. So you're right. You're right. Fair. Unlike Texas, I'm willing to declare victory for my anus. What?
Oh, God. I don't think we should give up hope. Not yet. I really don't. And
I do. Oh, I do.
And that's fair.
Good night. Good night. Everything's bad.
Just looking at what's happening in Wisconsin still, and what's happening in Pennsylvania still, and the fact that Arizona is going so well for Joe Biden. I still think that he's going to win barely. Barely when we expected a landslide or whatever.
That's what I was going to say. We can at least, for absolute sure, rule out a Democratic wave, tsunami.
For real.
That was a possibility. That was a thing we were considering. And no.
Yeah.
Nope. And the 10% we were like, oh, maybe Trump is not 10% anymore. It's more.
Yeah. No, the whole thing just feels like Amazon Prime Day. Like, they
gonna be cheap.
All this hype, and you're expecting amazing shit, and then you go on there and like, I don't need any of this.
And it's really cheap. LCD monitor. Oh, sorry, I couldn't make the connection.
You can get
metaphor.
4 Kindles for $1 because then you're tied to us forever.
Yeah.
No, I get it.
No, I'm in a very defeated position right now, and I find it hard to have any hope. And I think you are come from more of the factual and informational, which is the right place to go. I know less, and I'm just like, I feel bad, and I don't know enough to quantify.
If you're expecting a blowout, barely winning doesn't feel good.
God, I want to blow someone. What? What'd you say? No, there is a heaviness to the feeling right now that is emotional and palpable, and no one could disagree with, in spite of any facts, that is weighing on Democrats in the country.
Yeah.
That I believe, and it not necessarily reflective of the truth or the numbers or whatever. And you can tell me lots of things, but there is a weight that is on that 4 hours ago was not how we were feeling.
Yeah. Well, you said something earlier that I really appreciated.
Was it about Putin?
Well, we're going to get back to Putin in just a second. But you said something earlier that I super agree with, which is when a state goes red, even if you expected it to go red, you can be disappointed in the fact that normal humans voted and more than half of them said, yes, this person is great, let's bring him.
It is, yes. It's the same thing, but even like in our current state, even more important, that the fact that we are so close. I think Morgan Freeman tweeted this, which like me and Morgs are like totes in the same camp. The fact that we are hours into this and it's a nail biter, it doesn't matter the result.
Yeah. We've already lost.
It does. Like,
reason has lost.
It is reflective of a fundamental flaw or fucked upness.
Yeah.
that we need to address, that will not disappear even if Joe Biden wins, even if Trump wins. Like, there is it's just, this is, yeah. It is confirming. You're right. It is I'm so smart. It's confirming what I said before of like, it is fucked up, and it's so close that it is confirming that like our country is fucked up enough that it is close.
Yeah. Yeah.
How do you feel? I feel like I'm talking a lot about how I feel. How are you doing?
Bad.
Your stomach was feeling bad before. Is it?
Oh, it's feeling better.
Why? Is it alcohol?
I think it's the champagne.
Ooh, smart. If anyone wants the antidote to elections.
I also took like 8 Tums, which I think you're only supposed to take 1 or 2.
This episode brought to you by, if you go to tums.com/gayish, maybe.
Let's make that happen.
Probably. Yeah,
They
sure.
have a lot of money.
I'm sure. We have a lot of stomachs. What?
So at the very end of the night here, we were watching CBC, Canadian news,
Yeah.
out of Toronto.
Yeah. Yeah.
And you were walking Reynolds when she said this, but the main anchor, like the person, she runs the newscast, said, 2020 has just been crazy and really hard, and there's been so much coronavirus, and it's just been really awful for the United States. Like, pointing out that, like, we are suffering way more.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, it would let us so off the hook if we could point to Corona as the reason. It's not. Corona's, you look at other countries, Corona's not the reason.
Yeah.
The racial issues that we're having is not the issues we're having. I wish Jacinda fucking not what's her name in New Zealand ran the world, because like the issues we are having are not reflective of the world or the beliefs or whatever. Yeah, the U.S. is fucking shitting on their poutine and feeding them to their donkeys.
Yeah.
Just like I'm Canadian broadcasters.
If Nicola Sturgeon could run the country, I would elect her.
And if Nicolas Cage could run the country,
Yeah.
I'd still be down.
Yeah.
Probably.
We have to save the Constitution. That's
What? There's a secret on the back of it.
right.
Flip it over, and it's a hint. I think either way we slice it, I think poutine is the answer.
Oh, poutine is the answer, man.
Oh, Putin? Poutine?
No, you
oh
shut your
no,
mouth.
Russian interference. Oh, what? Hi.
Okay, Kyle.
Bye. What? Oh, hi. What?
Let's well, we did a lot.
We have
of that,
already
but
continue.
and we'll continue when
Yeah.
we're done recording this. But
Yeah.
we've got about 4 minutes here left.
Do we?
Yeah.
Okay.
What are you going to do tomorrow? Okay, here's the thing. It seems like you already feel like it's over and you're in defeat mode, and
Yes.
so it's not going to get worse for you.
Yeah, you're right in yes. I mean, it'll get a slightly worse, but you're right in that. Like, I am in the like fuck, like no bad, you know, like zone. Yeah, no, it's bad. I feel bad. I feel horrible. I in spite of going into it trying to disbelieve the polls and whatever, I still feel terrible and a heavy weight that
Ugh.
yeah.
Are you going to cry?
Yeah, I felt like crying. I genuinely have felt like crying for the past 2 hours.
Yeah, me too.
What are you going to do tonight? How are you going to feel tonight? Or, I mean, we might have days of this. How do you feel about that? I mean, obviously terrible. Like, but like, what else? You know?
I mean, it isn't over until the fat lady sings.
But that's how we felt 4 years ago. Like, we were all in this. Like,
I disagree.
Hillary's got it. There's a path.
I disagree. There was a denial 4 years ago, but we knew it was over. This is legit. Like, there are still very important unanswered questions.
Okay. I wish I felt. Yeah. I would. Yeah. You're technically right, and I wish I could hold on to those. And yeah,
I think it's better to be like, if it works out, you'll be so pleasantly surprised. Like, you'll be real happy. It'll be like a surprise orgasm. Like, you didn't expect it.
Like a midnight rioting.
Yeah,
dick rioting.
Yeah, you wake up at 3:30. Who's inside me? Like, you won't know.
Oh my God, it's Biden. And I'm fine. I would. Okay, if I had to pick who would fuck me, it would be Kamala. Like, Kamala Harris. Like, I think she'd be so good. Like,
I thought you had a Mike Pence thing. for a little while.
I would pick. Oh, for sure. Oh, no. Don't get me wrong. He's uncomfortably beautiful. If I had to pick who would fuck me, it would be Kamala Harris. It would be like rough, but in a way that cares about me.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
And like when she orgasmed, she would look in my eyes in a way that I knew she meant it.
Great.
This is the decision America was waiting for.
She wears sneakers. That's.
Well, yeah. What did? I'm Kamala Harris.
I wear
sneakers. I'm America.
Yeah.
Converse, maybe.
Oh God. So we don't know anything here. Oh, hey, silver lining.
Hey,
at the top of the episode when we said people listening to this already know how it worked out,
they don't. You don't. This has maybe been more interesting because you don't. And maybe I don't know. I have to edit this, so maybe it's still interesting.
You're not going to edit it.
I'm going to try, Michael Johnson. Who knows? You know what? America's in the air. Life is in the air. This episode is this shrinkage is in the air. Who knows what's going to happen, really? Who's going to call this episode? I don't know.
In the Florida episode, I said whoever won Florida is going to win the election, and I hope that I'm wrong because it's going to go to Trump.
Yes.
And I also talked about the snake chart.
Mm-hmm.
And on the snake chart, Joe Biden has not lost any of the states that were in front of his line.
See, this is the...
Yet.
Yes.
And he won one state on the other side of the line, Arizona. So...
Oh, yeah. I said Republican. You said Democrat. You were right on that one.
So...
But like my feeling, again, like you know more facts and information than I knew. And my feeling of like...
I validate your feelings.
Thank you. You haven't heard them yet, but you know, yes. You validate. Thank you. This is why we're friends. No, everything that I hear is Democrats, is left-leaning people trying to defend or prove or
equivocate, whatever.
Yeah, if I knew what that word meant, I think I'd agree with you. Equivocally, probably. No, I'm what I can say, there's no decision right now that confirms there is a decision. There is a thing that we can walk away with that is not a surprise. The
United States has already not repudiated that awful man, and that is sad and makes me angry, and I agree with you.
And there was a potential for there to be a giant blue wave that we would have called horribly called a tsunami in a very problematic way, because no one wishes for that. But yeah, there was the potential that we would so push away Trump in a way that would almost, it wouldn't make up for, but it would help confirm that American ideals, like he doesn't align with any American ideals, and we are pushing back. We were too complacent with the previous election, and we're pushing, like, we're not doing that. We know for sure we are not out, like, we are not pushing that away for sure. It is still contentious, and that alone is a failure for America. And I don't know how to come back from that. It's not new.
Yeah. And this feels wild because we're in this limbo right now, and will be for at least a few days. I was prepared to live in an America that would elect Joe Biden. And I was fairly certain that I was not ready to live in an America that would re-elect Donald Trump. Am I prepared to live in an America that almost re-elects Donald Trump? That's an actual hard question. Like, even if Joe Biden squeaks it out, am I safe here?
This is something that I have. If you actually, like, this exact societal thing, if you put it down to a personal level, I have been debating personally with not directly, but like in my mind with my dad. My dad voted Trump last time, and he didn't say 100%, but I think he did
this time. Yeah,
but like, it would improve our relationship if Biden won. That doesn't change the fact of what he believed and voted for. And if Trump wins, that it's like it doesn't matter who wins, that we still have that foundational, like, how do I reconcile this belief? And that's what I feel like is being, it's like if Biden won in a landslide, I almost feel like I could diminish that feeling.
Yeah.
Incorrectly, probably. It doesn't deserve to be diminished, but I maybe could mentally. And the fact that it's so close means I can't do that. And that means I still, again, like, I feel like that's weird to say. I know I know that if Biden wins, that doesn't excuse anything or whatever, but if it's close, it will be close. We know it'll be close. And that confirms that these issues are not, things are not going to be resolved.
Yeah. Yeah.
We as a country, no
matter who wins, nothing is going to be resolved.
On a very personal level, I know that this does not decide anything, and the result we know so far, in spite of it being indecision, is a result that is really shitty for America. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And I don't know how to do that with my dad. Mm-hmm. I don't know how to do that where he did it before and is confirming it was shitty the first time, but this is a confirmation of what he's seen over the past 4 years.
Yep.
And I don't know how to reconcile the not just that I like it, but I still like it, you know, and I don't know how to do that.
Yeah.
And that'll be a new thing that I have to maybe have to deal with. And like we're saying, like, even if he loses, like, regardless, I will have to deal with that fact that people still, in spite of the last 4 years.
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't know how to do it. I don't know how to do it.
Yeah.
It's the same, but so different of we're confirming our hate, you know?
Yep. Yep. Yeah.
What do you, I feel like I said a lot of shit.
You did, but that's okay.
Okay. How are you? Like, how did you, who did you, how many did you, who did you?
Well, no, I'm cautiously optimistic about the presidency, but still very, very disappointed. And I think we're on the same page there. Like
I'm constipatedly pessimistic. What? We're a little bit different on that, but we're both very disappointed.
Constipated optimist primistic.
I'm constipatedly pessimistic for most of my life, for sure. No. Yeah, we're both disappointed with this, but I think you're a little bit leaning more towards better than me.
It depends on what you mean by better. Like the part where the country, even if Biden wins,
votes,
it'll be barely.
Yes, yeah, the votes and
that's fucked up, and our system is fucked up because Biden is already multi-millions of votes ahead in the popular vote. Like,
it's weird to, confirm that I don't recognize the legitimacy of Trump's presidency. If you ignore even the popular vote 4 years ago, the foreign interference, all the shit. Like, I don't think Trump's presidency is legitimate even 4 years ago, much less now. So, you can't. I don't know.
And whoever gets sworn in late January, these problems will still be here.
Yes, that is an important thing that particularly white people like us, there were SNL skits about 4 years ago, we're like, what? The country's racist? And that we are more aware of now. And at least, regardless of who wins, we know that there's these systematic issues that will not be fixed by this election that are bigger than this, that we know we need to resolve. So that doesn't change. This election does not have any impact on that. A little, what? But it's there's systematic racism, there's systematic voting issues, there's systematic fundamental flaws in our democracy that need to be resolved no matter who wins. And if Trump wins, it's going to be way harder to fix.
So it's way too early to ask the question, but I'm going to ask it anyway.
Sure.
What if it wasn't Joe Biden?
What do you mean?
What if
If
tonight?
Trump wins? Oh.
What if it was Elizabeth Warren or Bernie Sanders, or what if Kamala had gotten the nomination? Do you think that we would be in the same place?
If Elizabeth Warren got the nomination, I would fucking jizz on my own face and lick it up with like a level of happiness that
How many
knows
electoral
no
votes
bounds.
is that worth?
That's just 3,000. I don't know.
Because I think at the very least it would be decisive. We would know then for sure whether like it would be a landslide in one way or the other. Like Joe Biden was this totally innocuous bullshit milquetoast fucking center ass horseshit candidate, and
Is that not what's currently happening, or is it?
you know, no. What I'm saying is, if we put up an actual candidate that stood for things, we would either lose real bad or we would win real good. And instead, we ended up with didn't run
An actual candidate that stood for things is the best defense against Biden. I love. No, I agree. I think the problem with. I disagree with this viewpoint, but I think the argument against Hillary Clinton. I hate when people use like women's first name. Anyway, Hillary Clinton is that people weren't passionate about it. She is the most qualified person we've ever put up to be elected. So it's insane that people felt that way. So I'm not trying to defend, but Biden, I think, falls in that same category of.
He was the vice president of the United States.
Okay. I've said this before, so I will say it now again.
Sure.
When Obama was president, we all thought Joe Biden was a derpy doopy dupe. Like we were all like that dude that drove rode the train and from Delaware. Like he's such a dope. Like he's just like I'm from Delaware. Like, and then all of a sudden he had this bromance with Obama where everyone was like, oh, he's cool. Like I just the rise of Biden felt like he was a candidate out of necessity rather than like excitement. And I that has always been my belief. And in spite of I believe he's the right person to do this with the two, like whatever, Elizabeth Warren would be the best person for the presidency right now. And I don't know if she would have won, but
Can we just sign her up to debate Trump just cause?
fuck, if she could just be like, shut the fuck up. Like, you know, like Biden has those quotes of like, stop talking, man. And Elizabeth Warren would be like, you're a fucking asshole and shut the fuck up. And I'm 100,000% smarter than you.
Yeah.
Or she would have said it on a smart Elizabeth Warren.
Yeah.
I think the Democratic Party is again, like regardless of this, already needed to reflect on it's to center.
Yeah. Yeah.
It needs to figure that out.
Yeah. Absolutely.
What did you ask? Did I answer that? Did you have an opinion?
I don't remember what I asked because I've been drinking.
I've been drinking.
Yeah.
I've been drinking.
Thank you for watching the election with me tonight.
I reject that. I hate that. I don't like it. I disagree with it. I'm not happy about it. Sure. No, thank you. You've been a very important. People on the TV have said words, and I've looked to you and been like, what does that mean? Do I care about that phrase? That phrase sounded important, but do I care about that? And you've been like, no, that's not it. So, what is your? We are done recording. Yeah. What is your call for president right now?
Joe Biden by a hair. I think that he wins in at least 2 out of the 3, Wisconsin, Michigan, Pennsylvania, and assuming that Arizona holds, that means he wins.
I will, and this is not just to be contentious, although I love being contentious. It's fun. I think Trump wins.
That's fair.
I feel like I felt 4 years ago,
yeah,
where it's so downhill that I think Trump wins. So, I'd be love if you were right, but that's
yeah, that's fair.
I don't think it's
Well, on Thursday we're going to talk about fucking reality TV. But we'll talk about this.
We are just, yes. I mean, that's a good thing. Like, this is all bit about the election. We will continue. After this, we don't and will not talk this much about political things after this. And I don't know.
Yeah.
Whatever. I'm tired. Who wants to marry me?
I'm tired too. Hey,
Canada.
Canada.
Hey. Who's Florian? Aren't we auctioning him off?
Yes.
We shouldn't say that. I'm drunk.
Okay,
Goodbye.
Bye.
Well, that's all for this mini episode.
It was me.
It was mini. It was an episode. And it was kind of gayish.
Yeah, so
Remember to the 3 R's: rate, review, and prescribe.
I'm Mike Johnson,
I'm Kyle Getz.
and be butch, be fabulous, stay out of the cold water.